Hey
Hey,
Rocco, how are you doing today?
good to you, dude. Can you hear me?
I'm doing well. Yes, yes, I can. Sorry, I was like moving things around. Doing well, doing well.
Where, where in the world are you?
I am in the great city of New York today.
Oh, it's like what's that movie with Russell? Is it Russell Crowe? No, it's not Russell Crowe. Kevin Bacon. Is it Escape from New York? That movie.
Escape from New York? I don't know. What's
There's
it about?
it's old.
A
It's
lot
this
of
old
movies in
movie
New
from
York.
the '90s, man. It's just about it imagines New York as this futuristic hellscape where people have to fight for their survival. I guess it's a bit,
Interesting. Wait,
yeah.
this
It's
sounds kind of up my alley. I'd be interested in checking
I'll pop you the movie because I'm not sure if what it is. Um, how are things on the ground at the moment? What's
I
things like? What's
mean,
the mood?
what's the mood?
Yeah.
Well, people are just now getting back into it, so everyone's very busy.
Okay.
You know, people aren't doing dinners in the first week back from the holidays, but
Okay.
I would say it's kind of interesting. The more and more I've spent time
Yeah.
talking to people, and I think there's a kind of bifurcation of two sides of the aisle here. There's kind of the enterprise side of crypto, of which
Okay.
I think there's a lot of excitement. I think there's a lot of what I would say like working through execution. A lot of people are really like kind of getting through the door and kind of closing a lot of the
Okay.
first big enterprise deals.
Okay.
And then on the other side of crypto, which was like the more grassroots side, it's just mayhem and capitulation and
Which is
a
usually
whole bunch of
which
folks.
is really suppose. Oh, if yeah, it's so funny how the tables have turned because normally what you described first would or last would be crypto, would be just
Mhm.
capitulation and mayhem and chaos. And now it's sort of the other way around. But okay, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got that one. It's Russell. It's Kurt Russell, right? 1981, Escape from New York. Kurt Russell
Good.
stars as the iconic anti-hero Snake Plissken, tasked with rescuing the US president from Manhattan Island, which has been converted into a giant maximum security prison. Man, if that's
Wait,
not dystopian or forward-looking, I don't know what is.
what's the name of the movie? Say it again?
It's Escape from New York,
Escape from New York. Okay,
1981.
1981. See, much
1981.
earlier. I was like in the 90s. I was like, I can't really think of
Yeah,
anything.
no, I
And
was like, because I watched it, I remember watching it as a kid, and probably that's why my frame of
mhm,
reference was like 90s. But yeah, it's a great movie, and I think it's interesting how sci-fi sort of predicts what's going to happen in the future. But okay, so I've wasted enough of your time chit chat, but I feel like I got to know you a bit now. I'm going to do a little bit of a cold intro, and then we're just going to have a chat for 50 minutes.
100%. Let's do it.
Cool.
Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon Podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon Podcast. Stablecoins are no longer a crypto experiment. They're quietly becoming the most used digital dollars on Earth. But here's the uncomfortable part. As stablecoins go cross-chain, the question isn't speed or fees anymore. It's control, compliance, and trust. Today's guest is building the infrastructure that lets regulated dollars move freely across blockchains without breaking the system. My guest today is Chunda McCain, co-founder of Paxos Labs. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me, Rocco. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much, sir, for agreeing to spend some time with me. I think let's start at the start. If we zoom
Let's
out,
do
while
it.
tokens come and go, stablecoins sort of have just kept on growing. Why do you think stablecoins, not NFTs? Well, I guess we know why it wasn't NFTs, but why not DeFi yield or meme coins and stuff like that? Why has stablecoins become crypto's most durable use case?
Well, I think it's a multitude of things,
Mm-hmm.
but I would start with the kind of piece that stablecoins are. You can think of it as the baseline foundational layer of
Mm-hmm.
financial infrastructure. In order to participate in finance, leverage finance, you need to have some kind of a unit of account And then you need to build payments on top of it. And stablecoins are really kind of that core piece that underlie all of that baseline financial activity. And so it's really easy when you go to someone, especially in the enterprise setting, and say like, hey, we have a way to make the foundation of finance faster, cheaper, and better for more people. Okay. And so that is an easy pitch that resonates a lot, especially with folks who are not as familiar with crypto capabilities. And that's why I think stablecoins have really gotten traction today. And the kind of breadth of the space that they can cover in terms of impact is everywhere. So I would say like that's why stablecoins is the case. But I would not discount DeFi. I think as time goes on, people will recognize the value of DeFi yields and things of that nature, and they will be just as powerful as stablecoins in the long run.
How far along are we? What needs to happen? What is there a specific event, or is this just time-based?
I think it's the specific event that needs to happen is going to be people getting their foot in the door with crypto capabilities. And this is why stablecoins are so powerful, is once you take that first step in understanding, this is why this is important, this is why it saves my customers money, this is why it adds to my margins, this is why it makes my product better, you then ask the question, what else can I do that looks like this, right? And so as that catalyst of people integrating stablecoins and stablecoin flows is happening today, then now we go to the time part. It's just a matter of time before people get those integrations across the line. They ask, what else can I do that looks like this? The answer will be DeFi.
Makes sense. Do you think there are too many stablecoins?
Too many stablecoins. I actually think there's not really enough yet. Yes.
Hot take.
And here's the interesting piece about that. Because if we really think about the amount of stablecoins that exist in the market, branded stablecoins really haven't propagated that much, right?
Yes.
Folks at PayPal have done a really good job, with us kind of building that out. But outside of them, you really don't really have many other branded stablecoins in the market at scale that are their own kind of standalone reserve assets. And so outside of that, you have Circle, other Paxos, and maybe a few other smaller issuers. I think there's still room to improve.
Yes. What are you building out? You said we are building out. What are you building out?
We're building out. Oh, yeah. So PayPal built PYUSD, which is their branded stablecoin, which is issued by the Paxos Trust Company.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. What was that like?
Exactly.
What was that like?
That was it was a long process getting it to fruition. It was the regulatory aspect of getting that across the line was what took the longest. This was before my time, but
I can imagine. It doesn't matter.
You're talking through the war stories for folks. Yeah, talking through the war stories with folks. The biggest kind of uncharted territory this happened. The build out was like 2-3 years ago when the initial approach to regulators was, and so. This was completely evergreen territory in the Gensler era. And so we were in a time where this was the first of a lot. And so
anti-crypto,
making sure those steps were taken absolutely correctly was the thing that really kind of took the most amount of time to bring it to fruition. But I think PYUSD now is sitting close to $4 to $5 billion of stablecoins issued. Within, I think it's been about 2 years and some change since it came to market. So it's been a smashing success for them so far. And
insane.
I think PayPal only has more to grow as they embed it more and more.
I wanted to ask you, in terms of, you spoke about building in a non-crypto friendly sort of administration, if I can put it like that. What did you guys do different when sort of building those stable coins or solutions? Did you do something different or what?
Yeah, so I think the focus was, and I think this is paying dividends now, was being regulation first, right? And having the ear to the ground on where regulators are. And you see that reflected in assets like USDG, right?
Yes.
First stablecoin that is issued and regulated out in multiple jurisdictions simultaneously. And the ability for Paxos Core to really like turn those things on so quickly is a byproduct of spending all of that time, even in an administration that was adverse to crypto, building out those fundamental building blocks and relationships with regulators on how to do things the right way. So that way, when the right way is clearly defined, it's off to the races.
Okay. So how did you end up in crypto? You talked about networking and sort of relationships and stuff. What is your background? Because I'm always fascinated about how people land in the places where they are now.
Yeah. I have a very grassroots kind of origin story when it comes to my discovery of crypto. So there is the moment where I learned about crypto as a concept, and then there's the moment where I fell in love with crypto. And the moment where I learned about crypto as a concept is a funny story. My father at the time he was an IT guy, just like a computer nerd. So he loved building out hardware systems. Like I built my own computer when I was like 12.
That's so cool. Can't do it anymore. You can't do it anymore. RAM's too expensive.
No, you really can't. Well, I mean, you can do gaming PCs, right?
Yeah. The graphics cards and etc. But yeah, you built your own PC at age 12. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so one day he was coming home and he was like, "Hey, he had a whole bunch of these like I didn't know at the time. We were like GPUs." So I was like,
"Yeah.
What's this? Like, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm about this thing called Bitcoin, a billion mining rig." And I was like, "What's that?" And then he hands me the Bitcoin white paper. And that was my introduction to crypto. And now, if you think back, this is 2012-ish, yeah. So I was like, oh, this is cool. But there wasn't really that much going on. This was pre-ETH ICO.
Very niche.
This was, it's very niche. I looked at it from a computer science perspective. It's like, this is cool software, cool system stuff, interesting, whatever. It wasn't until nearly 5 years later, this was 2017, 2018, where I first came into the face-to-face with DeFi that it just clicked for me. And specifically what the moment was my grandfather at the time owned a small business, a restaurant, half Taiwanese. It was the standard like Taiwanese restaurant. Growing up, I was like the kid, like working the cashier and
love it. Love it, yeah.
And he never had access to extensive financial tooling because he's like an immigrant from Taiwan. And I asked myself that question, like, hey, he's had this business that's existed for years and it's been successful. Like, why doesn't he get access to the same financial tooling that like even someone like me, once I turned 21 or 18, 21, I was like a little bit younger, could access? And I never really understood that. And so at the time I was doing research into AI-based credit risk analysis frameworks for using like arbitrary demographic data. So basically synthesizing credit scores without needing like a FICO score or like extensive credit history. And I was like, okay, imagine you could leverage this technology to synthesize credit scores with people who don't have credit history. How do you syndicate and facilitate the loans? And I was like, oh, there's this thing called a blockchain. And then I heard about this protocol called ETHLend. And I was like, imagine if you could take ETHLend, which is now Aave, right? The first big lending protocol. And you could find a way to build pools of liquidity. And so I wrote like a 30-page white paper on like peer-to-pool lending market that you could do to syndicate small business loans. And that was like the aha moment for me in crypto. Yeah.
And okay, so if I walk into a elevator with you, 30-second pitch, and ask you like, what does Paxos Labs do? What would you say?
I would say for Paxos Labs, our focus is for any company who has a commitment to build the first step of crypto capabilities by holding or selling digital assets, accepting stablecoins or issuing their own stablecoin. We work to make sure and help you bring crypto not only on the first step, but every step after that. Specifically, we focus on connecting branded stablecoins or helping you issue additional branded stablecoins generating yield on stablecoin balances, and then borrowing against any form of digital asset.
Okay. I'm going to be the stupid person in the elevator that going to ask you, okay, I've got a company, medium size. Why should I do that? What's the benefit what's in it for me? What's the benefit?
Yeah. And the question to that depends on the company, but I'll say generally it's a few things, right? Let's say you're a finance company, fintech.
Yes.
Cool. You're a fintech company. You say, hey, like, why does this matter? Right. And it's a few things, but I would boil it down. I would say within your company, you could probably find at least one of these three reasons. One, there is some intermediary that you have to work with, which is taking away from your margins and is making your service more expensive to customers. We fix that. The second thing is, hey, you've probably heard a lot of people talking about crypto capabilities and stable coins, but you don't know the first step into figuring out how to implement that. We can help you do that, and we make that super easy. And then the third thing I would say is you also are probably in a situation where you may have implemented things like borrowing, or you may have implemented things like generating yield on US dollar balances. But your crypto has infrastructure that makes those experiences better for your users and for yourself by just being able to do it faster, more efficiently, and cheaper. And so we can talk through like what those specific implementations look like, but I can guarantee you there's somewhere there that it will be able to help you make that happen.
I can see that restaurant sales experience coming through. Judah, thank you so much for joining me today. If the listeners want to go and connect with you and Paxos Labs and find out more about what it is that you guys do, where can they connect with you?
Yes, you can connect with us on many different channels, online at paxoslabs.com if you want to visit our website. If you want to visit us on social media, at Paxos Labs on Twitter, or just look up Paxos Labs on LinkedIn. If you want to come in contact with me, I'm on Twitter at my first and last name.
Is that your favorite platform, Twitter, X?
Is that my favorite platform? Ooh, say it's the platform I have the most history with. I'll leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that. We'll put all the links in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
You can't stop me. I am unstoppable. You can't stop me. I am unstoppable. You can't control me. I am unstoppable. You can't stop me. I am unstoppable. You can't stop me. I am unstoppable. You can't stop me. I am unstoppable. You can't control me.
unstoppable.